So recently I've been considering potentially going to another state, or at least opening up my job search to other states. And the reason being, I live in the DMV area, and right now the DMV area is not looking good for job searching. With all the federal employees that have been laid off throughout this year, thanks to this administration, and right now a lot of government employees are being furloughed, so chances are some of them may be looking for other jobs just because that would give them money. Because I wouldn't be surprised if some of them are just trying to switch jobs completely just to avoid this in the future. However the job board looks, it probably in reality is even worse than it might seem online. It's hard enough to find things that I remotely qualify for. So on this area is fucked as far as job searching. So I've been considering going and applying in other states. And I wanted to talk about just sort of thinking that through. On one hand, right, it would open up opportunities too. I'm not gonna open it to just anywhere. It would have to be one of the handful of cities that have good public transportation. So that's Philadelphia, that's Seattle, Chicago, New York City, Francisco. I don't think it's going to be San Francisco, because at this point in my career, with how expensive San Francisco is, I don't make enough. And from the sound of it, the culture there is like hated about my university experience. So just in general, I probably wouldn't want to be there. Any of the other cities with good public transit are up for consideration. I don't have any confirmation about this, but it seems to be easier nowadays to be able to get a job like state lines. Companies are open to candidates who would be relocating. Again, not like how much competition there is in this area. Like, as well, my bets, throw some applications to other states, see what happens. Two, I'm gonna try one of those like appliers. I know you don't like it, but like, and people are using those like AI appliers that might as well try and see if that actually helps me. Is that the play I have to play to be competitive? I don't know. Yeah, you haven't seen my past videos. I just got laid off last Thursday. So I'm high gear trying to find another job. Don't really have a support system, not like a guaranteed one. I may be able to, some friends. Things get really bad, but I can't really do that. So yeah, it's gonna be freaking go for a bit. Like, and what the hell's gonna happen to me? Yeah, part of why I'm considering so soon. I have applied for places, different states in those cities I mentioned. So I've already decided it's a possibility. I do end up getting, and I'm probably gonna move after this year, because reason or another, it's not gonna make sense to stay in this apartment. Nice and spacious, but I don't really need it right now. And like, I can find something cheaper, like work out that way. That's probably what I'm gonna do. Yeah, it's, good thing, I guess that's the funny thing. I can't really, if I'm putting like a pros and cons list together, I haven't really thought of like pro other than, getting a job faster if I can find something and get through an interview process, which makes all the difference. It's about survival at this point. I don't have a lot connecting me to this area specifically. You can find another doctor and such in the new area, so that's not a huge point. Could stay here and like door dashing eventually. Like, I really wanted to like here. I think doing something like DoorDash and Uber Eats, like that would be the only way to make the amount of money, because apparently you can make up to like an hour. I don't know, like I would be on a bike, so I don't know what that would end up looking like. Maybe I wouldn't make that much. I have to look into it. But yes, I need to find something fast. Big pro is that potentially I could find something faster than if I restrict myself to this area, with all the layoffs and stuff impacting this job market is looking as far as like a job. So that's, I guess, a pro. Though I don't know how big like the government technology sector is. Like, I don't know how many people would actually be for the kind of jobs I am right now. I know a lot of people are applying to anything and everything, but like, I don't know. It's rough either way. I don't know. Like the government to open soon for multiple reasons, one of them being less competition. But yeah, there's one big pro, but not really any other pros. I'm not I guess another pro would be new beginnings somewhere else. That would be good. I have been trying to make friends. I don't know if it's something about this area, but I think in general, I'm in America, wherever I've been, I'm less about strangers, randomly walk up to them. So yeah, I think though, as far as I don't know if it's cons or things to consider. The big bad thing is just I don't know if demoralizing is the right word, but it's kind of definitely sucks that our availability of work can really end up controlling you end up living. You can force you to all over the country potentially throughout your adulthood, theoretically, just to work. I'm kind of accepted the phrase of the work, going to where the work is. And at times I try to positive and think of it as one of those anime characters who's bounties, who have a central place that they go to, but constantly off to different or quests, whatever you call it, and they're going off to these different places and even living there for however long until they get things done. You could think of it being Ash Ketchum for Pokemon. He's traveling all over, but he actually is out there exploring. Out here, he is a true nomad, man. He and his friends were true nomads, and his parents just going that's okay. Who knows what happened to his dad? But anyway, pros, I might get a job. You could potentially get a job faster. Con is just kind of gets to dictate where I go, where I live, time. I wish I could just find a partner. I know you shouldn't rush stuff like that, but it's also just I had a partner could on each other in times like these. God forbid they lost their job, could do what we needed to live off one income, but we still would have money to live. Then having to scramble to figure out what the next move is. When you live alone like I do, I cut contact with my parents, my mom, because and the rest of my family, because they were toxic emotionally. So yeah, I really do gotta figure this shit out. A lot of people who cut their family off, they have partners that they go off to live with, but it's not really my situation right now. So I definitely have to it out, and that's why might not be the best idea, but I'm kind of definitely feels like I'm flipping between approaches to the whole job search thing very fast, trying to find something that that it's working. Still trying things. Not I've given up on one approach completely. I'm just trying other things as well, I guess. I'm just finding other things to potentially try and see if they work, looking on other sites and applying to stuff there. Honestly, I don't think I've gotten a job off LinkedIn, being honest. I've always been like else, like a popular site, like or something. But yeah, my retail jobs through like on sites of places close to me, looking on no job board. But yeah, scary. Potentially move whenever I am laid off. I keep watching those TikTok videos about people talking about layoffs, and some people are saying they've been laid off twice in this year. And like one hand, I was commending them that they found something quick enough. First layoff, that they got laid off again. Like I want to know like how they found something, how long it took them, but it's like it still took them time because you're still pretty frustrated when they were laid off a second time. So it's not like they could be like, oh, I'll just find something next week. That's not how that works. Yeah, I'm just freaking wild. Like, unless you can find something to really stabilize me, like a partner to like just like burdens, but like someone to be able to talk to here and there about it. I'm a partner, and being in like a healthy relationship, a freaking norm for a lot of people, and it's just something that's never happened for me. And I always tell myself like, damn, can I get my appearance straight now? I'm not scaring people away. Even if I did have like a decent appearance though, I feel like, I don't know, with like my eyes and I don't know how my face looks. I don't know. I feel like I'd still scare people away. I feel like I would still, I don't know. I feel like it would still be an uphill battle basically. I don't know. It just sucks. A partner just to like life with is something that like really want, and I've definitely gotten emotional because like my friends, a person said like one thing. I think I have two friends here, and I think one of them might be on a trip right now. I might vaguely remember her mentioning a trip she was going to take somewhat soon. I could be wrong, but they're both going through things, and it's just been me for the most part. I have good online friends, kind of things here and there about how things are going job search wise, but it's just like I wish I had family like to go through this with. I didn't feel like I essentially had to keep running around. It's like a voice in my head kind of going like, oh my gosh, if only you with your family. But I probably wouldn't be here right now if I stuck with my family, to be honest. I had to move back with them. I just wouldn't be able to. I'd be scared to death right now about having to do that. Yeah, now I'm like in a fight so I'm not homeless. So people might be like, being with your family is better than being homeless. I wouldn't say I like you to be homeless instead, but like it's just like I like had to really separate myself to be able to actually form my own person. Basically, I was like stunted, and I wouldn't have made it this far. I was like able to speak for myself if I'd stayed. So I just need to. I've been alone my whole life as far as like shit on my own. I've been alone my whole adult life. I definitely could say that. I wish I didn't have to do this. Like where I am right now. Especially like morning, I was angry at vague group of people who made this decision to lay me off. Like I was super angry. I was not in a great place this morning. But I know it's like blessing in disguise kind of thing, because I had been pretty not happy in that place for a long time. But that they let me go. Now I need to find something. It's like kind of to be in a place with public transit. It's a high cost of living place. I have some savings. I saved $5,000, which is still apparently pretty good as far like to other people and how much they save. But like I have enough for like 4 months, because I was just thinking about my severance, to be honest, and 5,000 is enough for like months of rent plus severance. So it does help. I probably would still get a part-time job in like months if I haven't found anything, just to like have saved. Applying for SNAP, which I know horrible timing. The government, I can like savings on food for now. I won't have to keep doing that, but wish I was dealing with this with someone else, so that like it would still be stressful because I would still be like for another job, but I wouldn't feel so much like I had the world on my shoulders. It would feel like, I don't know, like feel bad, but better than worrying about what life gonna be like next March. That would be when like I would have no money left. And my first good ties with my family, I didn't. Mom was like money still, and she was just be there, but I was like, don't keep doing that. I felt bad. She like to like the retirement, and just as a human being, because she raised me and stuff, I would just want her. I didn't want her to keep potentially like money out of retirement or whatever to like me. Yeah. I guess I like that just now. I was wondering, like, I wonder how much, money I would have had if I didn't tell her to stop. But I think my therapist at the time told me not to stop her and let her do what she wants. But I was just like, nah. I didn't want the conscience on my head if it was like for it. But yeah, I didn't expect to get a little more emotional. Was totally natural. It's fine to be emotional, and it's also a bit relieving that actually the government actually reopens. I might have food money. We'll be able to get like, I don't know. You guys should, like food from the food bank. Well, in this area of what's going on, food banks are running dry, so I guess other people actually need it right now. I should use my money to buy food. Fucking wild. Kind of surprised right now. I'm not like super emotional about all this, but I guess this is more like a vlog. I wanted to talk about ending up in another state, my job search to another state, and I just get into a stream of consciousness like a lot of these videos end up being, and essentially talked about how things are looking. And the problem is like DoorDash, I would have to like put the bike I bought. If I had a bike, I would have to put that on credit card, or you could walk and earn enough in a week groceries, and that's it. You worry about using the money for that. That's where I am right now. Scary. I don't know. Actually, therapist was talking about potentially for house grants, so I might see I should be doing that when I can do that, so I can extend like how long I have to look for a job, because like thinking about it, and it's like if I try to find like a part-time job, potentially going to make it so I can't food benefits. Potentially. Rent is like money from the part-time job would probably all go to rent. I cannot spend money on really anything else. I just remembered that right before I got laid off, I bought a ticket to see the Chainsaw Man movie with like from the anime club in my area, and I'm not sure if I should even spend the Metro money on. I guess I have money in the Metro card, so that's not a huge deal. At this point, I'm just blabbering about my personal problems and trying to figure out what the best thing to do is. I don't know, like, there are things that I have to think through. I will email my therapist tomorrow and figure out what I should do. But as far as like housing grants, and see what that looks like. But thank you all so much for watching. Like and subscribe if for some reason you like this blabbering if you want to. Bye.